This trip to South America has probably changed many of your viewpoints, has opened your sight, because you've never been here in South America. Given this fact, how are you going to face the rest of your life?
Well, I'm always going to have in mind a non-U.S. centric mind. I think a lot of people that live in the U.S. think only about the U.S. It's easy to get lost in that. I get lost in it sometimes. It's a huge country. It's got 50 states. Everyone in the world knows about it. Our music is distributed all around the world. Our movies are distributed all around the world. People know who our president is. People hate our president. Everyone, everyone knows about the U.S. And when you live in the U.S., it's such a big culture that they produce, and so much happens there that you get lost in it sometimes. But this study abroad experience, and especially in Bolivia, a country so much different economically, demographically, so much different, it really opens your mind that when you go back, I haven't been back yet, I go back on Saturday in like 5 days, but when I go back, yeah, I think my mind will just be much more open about thinking about the world as the world, and not about the U.S. as the world.
That's interesting. So, are you planning to come here Are you planning to come here again?
Well, one of my plans, I don't know if it's a plan, but one of my dreams is to sort of set up a distribution company. One of the things I've learned a lot here is that when you sit down in a living room in Bolivia, you sit down in a living room in Argentina, you sit down in a living room in Brazil, Peru, because I've been to those 4 countries. U.S. Hollywood movies permeate the globe all around the world. Everywhere you go, there's always Hollywood. And the Jews created Hollywood, but that's another story. And I would love to instill more of a sense of nationality, national cinema, distribution, because a lot of people just see movies, but what's really behind movies, what's behind Hollywood, why it's so successful is because of distribution. They're just geniuses in the way they distribute their films. And I would love to set up some sort of, this is, a dream, it's not like I'm going to do it next year, but some sort of distribution company that helps promote national cinema, helps nurture Bolivian directors, and show Bolivian reality instead of U.S. falsity.
No, let's turn the table. You're a Bolivian. You're a film major. You're Jewish, and somebody comes here and asks you, what do you think about the Jewish life, considering that you have a community of 130 people. What do you think you would do if you were to live here regarding your Judaism?
I would just try and be a uniter. Always talk with the community and make sure that people went to the Maccabi on Saturday. Be that force that unites, that brings people together, and that tries to see past arguments that people might have or differences that people might have, that just unites based on the fact that here we are, Jews together in Cochabamba, fuck the differences. We're gonna excuse my language, we're gonna unite, and I think the unification of this community is what's most important, and the modernization. Make some changes. I mean, they haven't really built anything, they haven't really done anything since the first generation arrived in the 40s. That's where the Maccabees from, the Sida Kulo, and the synagogue, and the cemetery is another story. But, try and instill some sort of pride and union in the community that I think is not missing now, but could be pressed more.